you be my hero? Please come capture me. Haunted the weekend below. Waiting how will be.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Nikki here. So today I have a really exciting video. I say that in every single video that I put out, but this one's really exciting because I've made a breakthrough. I have made a breakthrough with a drugstore foundation that I actually genuinely like and it looks good. Well, I think it personally looks good on the skin. I think it looks just as good as high-end. I can't really tell the difference between when I use high-end bougie makeup to this makeup. Yeah, so I'm really excited to show you guys. I think because it's quite affordable, it's going to help a lot of you out there. And these products are easily accessible as well. So if you want to see how I achieved this full coverage, flawless base, all from the drugstore, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start just by shoving on these cat ears because we know how we feel about hair in the face whilst we're doing our makeup. I've already done my eyes, very, very simple. Like, doesn't even look like I've got eyeshadow on. I've got a little bit of eyeshadow on and I've got some lashes and I've got my brows on just to save this because this is all about the skin. It is a skin focus, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to be starting off with an illuminating mineral water mist just because my skin feels super tight today. This one is from Primark. It is £3 and it's a great substitute for like Fix Plus if you really want something that is just going to hydrate the skin just before we start anything for skincare. Next I'll be using a little bit of NIP+FAB's Hydrate Dragon's Blood Fix Plumping Serum. I've been using this a lot recently, like every single day, even when I'm not wearing makeup, and I feel like it has changed the complexion of my skin. So I'm going to take a couple of pumps of this and then blend this all over my face for a bit of hydration and down my neck and chest. Now for moisturizer, you guys already know I'm going to be using the NIVEA Soft, Refreshingly Soft Moisturizing Cream. I love this stuff. It just really hydrates my skin. It's got jojoba oil, I can't pronounce that, and vitamin E in it. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and then pop this all over my face as well. For priming my face, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. I absolutely love this primer. They have so many primers. They've got one for minimizing pores. They've got one for redness, like a green or yellow one. They've got like for sallow skin, hydration. They've got so many different primers and they are really affordable. I got mine from Superdrug. I just love it. It looks a bit deceiving because the packaging is like blue and I expected it to be blue when it came out, but it's actually just a clear gel. But I'm going to take a couple of pumps of this and I'm going to pop it all over my face and neck area to help hydrate and prime the skin. For a super flawless base, I'm going to be using the Maybelline New Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Lightweight Primer, Smooth Poreless Looking Skin. And it says only for adults at the bottom. I love this stuff. As you can tell, the tube is more or less finished. I need to get some more. I'm going to be popping this just down my T-zone area. And this is if you want really flawless skin. If you have any open pores, it's just going to help minimize that. I wouldn't use it all over the face, but I'd use it just for textured areas. I must say, I much prefer this to the NYX Angel Veil, because the Angel Veil is white and it leaves like a white cast. It also kind of rubs off itself, as you might have seen if you've seen my NYX full face tutorial. But this one's clear and it's more or less the same feel. It does exactly the same thing. I believe it's probably cheaper as well. I think it's $7.99 in Superdrug. But you're not left with that white cast, which I really like. Because I want that dewy, satin, finished looking skin, as I always do, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid. This is the liquid highlighter in the shade Medium Nude. I absolutely die for this. I love it. I compare it to the iconic London drops. I compare it to the NYX Born to Glow liquid illuminator. It's more or less the same thing. It is this beautiful sort of goldish tone, and I'm going to apply that. I'm going to squeeze it straight from the tube onto my face on the high points, and then I'm going to buff that out using a damp beauty blender. I was just thinking, if you want an all over radiance, you can possibly just mix this into your primer, which I think I was gonna do but forgot. You can mix it into your primer and then just use it all over, so you'll get a really nice glow. Now I'm going to move on to foundation. Drugstore foundations for us tan girls, brown girls, I want to say it's getting better. It is, but it is so difficult. I have been through my fair share of drugstore foundations and literally nothing's worked for me. I've tried L'Oreal Infallible, I've tried the True Match, I've tried Photo Ready by Revlon, I've tried so many drugstore foundations, and this is the only one that I will wear. This is the only one that, if usually I'm like a high-end, I'm quite bougie like that, I like a high-end foundation, something that's going to sit really nicely with my skin tone, and something that is the best colour. But I have been loving these two, and I've been wearing them recently, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. It is the EX1 invisiwear liquid foundation in the shade number 11, and I've got the NYX Total Control Total Drop foundation in the shade Caramel. I've been mixing these two together and they give me the perfect colour. And then for pigmentation, I use another EX1 invisiwear liquid foundation. So I'm going to start just by mixing a little bit of these two together, and I'm going to pop it all over the skin just using a damp beauty blender. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think this is a pretty good shade match. It's unfortunate that you have to mix the two. If you are slightly fairer than myself, I'm around an NC 43.5, NC 44 from MAC, then you would get away with just the shade number 11. So I've recently been using the NYX Total Control Drops. This is the new foundation that they've come out with. It is more of like a satin matte finish on my skin. And I've been using them as like, you know how Boots came out with the dark, like the dark drops and the white drops so you can darken or lighten your foundation? This is the same concept. That's how I've been using it anyway. So for the EX1 foundation, I love this one. It is a semi-matte. It is a medium coverage. It is a beautiful foundation. However, I needed it slightly darker, so I just added a couple of drops of this. And I feel like the consistency is a semi-matte. It is a little bit dewy on the skin. It's got the coverage there because they're both medium to full coverage. Banging. I think it's banging. I think it's a good idea to invest in these drops, even like the darker ones or a lighter yellow tone one. If you want to lighten your foundations, I think it's a great idea. For the summer, get the darker ones to darken your foundation so you don't need to get a full-blown foundation. I think that sort of makes sense, right? For concealer, you know it's going to be the NYX HD Studio Photogenic in the shade Tan Bronze. This is actually a new one because I wanted to go to, I went to the drugstore today to see if I could find another concealer. I use this concealer as my drugstore concealer all the time, but I'm not being funny with you guys. I couldn't find one. So let me just get into this. I'm going to be using this concealer on all of my darker pigmentation areas, so that would be around my mouth and underneath my eyes, popping that everywhere. A good coverage. I very much compare it to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. You guys have heard me rave about this a trillion times, so I don't need to do it again. And then I'm just going to use a damp beauty blender to blend that out. I wish that they would do a foundation in this colour, like exactly the same, not any different in Tan Bronze, because the concealer is more or less... No, it is my skin colour. So I've realised recently I've been going ham on the highlight. I don't know what it is. I went through a phase where I was going ham and everything in the centre of my face was looking very fair. I kind of don't like that look. I'm over that look now. So I do want to highlight my skin because I feel like it is all very one-toned. But I'm not going to go that ham. So I'm going to be using the Revlon Colour Stay Concealer in the shade Medium Deep. And I'm mixing that with a little bit of Revolution's Focus and Fix Liquid Concealer in the shade Medium Dark. The Revolution one has got a lot more yellow in it, so it's going to help brighten. And the Revlon one is a little bit closer to my skin shade, just a couple of shades lighter. So just popping this on all of the high points of the face and then buffing out with a damp beauty blender. Once you're happy with your highlight, which I pretty much am, I quite like the way it's looking, you would go on to baking, but you guys know that I'm not a baker. A lot of you do bake out there. I just don't bake. It doesn't work with me. I don't know if I've not found the right way of doing it. Just does not work with me. I really don't like it. So we're going to move on to contouring, and I'm going to use TOPSHOP's contour wand in the shade Angels. I love this contour wand. TOPSHOP do some amazing makeup. Like, I really want to try some more stuff out. I've got a couple of their chameleon eyeshadows which are beautiful, and this is beautiful. I think they've also come out with some foundations which I need to probably try. So I'm going to be popping this wand just everywhere that you would contour usually. Depends on your face type. I'm going to be doing my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawline, and I'll take a little bit just down the bridge of my nose. This is more of a warmer kind of contour, so I'm going to take it up when I'm buffing it out, and it's going to look more like a bronzer, and it's really just going to warm up my skin as well. I want to just quickly finish off my eyes before I complete the skin. I use Urban Decay's Naked Heat eyeshadow palette. Not even gonna lie, I think this is my new favourite palette. It's got all of my favourite colours in. This is the life that I am about. So I'm going to go in to a little bit of Low Blow and mix that with a little bit of Cayenne and just blow that out using a MAC 224 brush on my lower lash line. Then I'm just going to quickly pop on a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes using the NYX Double Stacked Mascara. I've not done a lot to the eyes today just because it is a skin focus and I want everything to be about the skin. Now to sculpt my face just a little bit more, you guys already know I'm going to be using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. I only got this recently, even though it was hyped up a long time ago. I only got my hands on it recently. Really love it. So I'm going to be taking these two shades right here with a MAC contour brush, and I'm just going to be going over everywhere that we placed the Topshop cream contour. NYX did not come to play when they designed this contour palette. It is so pigmented. You just need to be that little bit careful because it's got a lot of pigment in it, which is great because you don't need a lot. But I've got a heavy hand. Just taking a little bit of that powder down the sides of my nose, just to set that cream contour in place. Now moving on to bronzer, because I love a good bronze. I'm going to be using Collection's Bronze Glow. This is just the matte bronzer that they do, and it was, I believe, £2.70, something like that, £2.70. It reminds me so much of MAC Give Me Sun. It is a warm bronzer, which I like. I don't like anything too cool, makes me look a little bit muddy. I don't like anything too orangey or with a red undertone in it, because it just doesn't suit my skin tone. So I'm going to take a little bit of this on a MAC 135 brush, and then I'm going to bronze up my cheeks and take that to the temple area and just brush a little bit on my jawline and down my neck. I'm a little bit shook right now because I think this is the perfect dupe for MAC Give Me Sun. It is the Collection Bronze Glow Matte Powder in the shade number 1 Terracotta. I'm telling you guys, it is a dupe for Give Me Sun. It literally looks like Give Me Sun on my skin. It's lightweight. I mean, the Give Me Sun is like a mineral powder, but this doesn't look chalky. This looks really nice, and for £2 something, £2.79, something like that. Yes, it's a bargain. So you guys already know that I am not a blush girl whatsoever, and if I do wear blush, it's going to be very earthy toned. But I wanted to do a little bit of blush today just to show you guys what it looks like with the look. So I'm going to be using the NYX Sweet Cheeks blush palette, and this has got a range of colours. It's got pinks and it's got more earthy tones in it. So I'm going to be using these two, which are side by side, something that's a little bit more rosy mixed with a little bit of gold, and I'm going to be applying this just on the apples of the cheeks and then buffing that out. That gold one's really nice because you can see it. Can you see it on camera? That gold one's giving me like a highlight there because it's more of a sheen, which is really nice. I just don't like blush. I don't know what it is. Now moving on to what I believe to be everyone's favourite part of their makeup routine. It is the highlight. I actually picked this up today, so we're going to try it out together. This is the Tanya Cosmetics Illuminating Powder in the shade Warm Bronze. They did have testers there, and I tested it on my hand and I was like, oh my gosh, it reminded me so much of MAC's Global Glow that I wear all of the time for more of a neutral highlight. So we're going to be trying this. I'm going to take it on a MAC 188 stippling brush, and I'm just going to be dusting that on all the high points and my cheekbones. Tanya Bear's not going to be watching these videos. However, Tanya, if you ever see this, you have given me life. This is, oh my gosh, I can't even. It's such a nice illuminator. But it's popping. Like, I layered it up, I want to say about 2 or 3 times just on the high point here. But if you want to wear it subtle, you can, and obviously depending on the brush that you use as well. I think it's really important that vloggers do support vloggers with what they've got going out. And Tanya Bear's got 3 illuminating powders. She's got 3 different colours. This, I can't even, guys, you can see it here on camera. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. Moving on to lips, I'm going to be using Barry M's lip liner in Go 2. We're going to pop this as a lip liner and then fill the whole lip in as well, just to help with longevity. I'm going to go over top with BH Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Sandy. This is a beautiful nude colour. We are going to go for a nude, of course. And I'm going to pop it on the lips and then just give it a quick finger blend. Just going to quickly go over top with a little bit of that Tanya Bear, just on the Cupid's bow because I am obsessed. And then finally, I'm just going to use a little bit of this Primark Illuminating Water Mist again and drench myself in it. I can't talk. I just personally like the feel of this. I think that's what it is. We just like the feel of it. Okay, so that is it, guys, for my Drugstore Flawless full coverage base. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I absolutely love it. I don't think you can tell that my base is Drugstore. I think you can get really good products out there. I just feel like for a brown skin tone or a tan skin, it can be a little bit tricky with the undertones of the foundations. But nonetheless, I am loving this base. I hope you guys learned something new. Leave me all your comments down below because I do read every single one of them. And as per usual, I love you guys so very much. I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.
Won't you be my hero?